All right, let's talk about Dalton Kincaid, the first round selection of the Buffalo Bills in 2023, who had a really good rookie year for the Bills. He was someone coming out of college who was kind of known for his route running, and people thought he could be a good receiving tight end, and he was. Right away, he ended up being good, which doesn't always happen with tight ends. Sometimes it takes some time to develop. Not Kincaid. He comes through pretty quickly and has a good year. But with the Buffalo Bills losing Stephon Diggs, this could be a weaker receiving core this upcoming season, and I'm interested in seeing just, if they do ask more out of Kincaid, what can he bring to the table? So I figured he could be an interesting guy to make a film study on. So I'm going to talk about in this video what I think he does well, why I think he's already a pretty good player, but also, moving forward, looking ahead to next season, if he does have to take on a bigger role, how well will he be equipped to handle that? Well, let's just get into it. First, let's start off with a play like this. It's going to be a zone coverage play, and you see where he is going to be running. It's going to be kind of more of an underneath route in this zone coverage, just getting underneath the zone coverage. So, okay, simple enough. These are very basic things, and this is a lot of what Kincaid does. He's not running the high degree of difficulty routes too often because he's a tight end, right? That's just kind of what you do as a tight end. That's what Travis Kelce does as a tight end. Well, you see that when this play begins, Kincaid does a pretty good job, I would say. Gets to his spot quickly, turns around quickly, makes the catch. All this stuff is very good. But to me, this is not what necessarily sets Kincaid apart. I think this is a very good aspect of what Kincaid can do. But this next part is really where Kincaid shines. Watch him sidestep that linebacker, gets around, and nearly gets the first down. Honestly, it looked like he might have had the first down after he made that first initial move. If maybe he dives forward, he picks up the first down. But you got to make sure you protect the football and all that too. So I get it. But still, a really good move. And I think that's one of the things that they like about him is not only does he do the little things to get himself open underneath and all of that stuff, but then he does the little things to pick up more yards. He is pretty good with the ball in his hands, not just in terms of making guys miss, but also just picking the right angle, picking up as many yards as possible. I brought up his route running at the beginning of this video, so I should definitely touch on that. You see this play, it's a zone coverage concept, and you see where he is on the field. He's running a route towards the sideline, that'll eventually get towards the sideline. So, okay, that's the way this play is designed to work. But watch what he does at the beginning of this play. Watch how when this play begins, you see that he is not giving away where he is going at all. I mean, that Cincinnati linebacker is not going in any direction. He's just staying up where he's at right now because, it's not clear where Kincaid is going. This is the really important part of the route, and being able to do this effectively is a real thing that can help you. Because as you see, when he does cut towards the sideline, is able to get open and doesn't pick up the touchdown, but gets a first down. And again, those plays certainly add up. So it's once again doing the little things on routes like this to allow you to get as open as possible. Like this is another one where, again, it's kind of a simple thing, but it's zone coverage. The way this concept is going to work is that a receiver who is not Kincaid is running a deeper route. Kincaid's route is once again going to be just underneath the zone coverage. Watch how Josh Allen is going to simply just flip the ball to Kincaid and let Kincaid actually jump over a guy and picks up the first down right there. It's hard to view that as anything other than like a good, solid play. And to me, that's kind of what I like about Kincaid, is I know something like this doesn't feel like a super highlight reel level play. It was fun, don't get me wrong. But what I like about Kincaid especially is that it just feels like he has a high batting average. He's constantly doing solid plays. And for the Bills, I said we'll talk about moving forward what this means. Having a guy who they can just trust to hit the single is going to be really important, as if they don't have a number one receiver, they might need him on specific plays to get open. And I do kind of trust him to deliver. I really do. Because you have something like this, which is going to be a one-on-one matchup now. We're talking about man coverage, which is, definitely going to be important, right? Moving forward. Can he win in these situations? Worth noting, though, the Jets player who's covering him, playing very far off. So with Kincaid's route going to be a relatively, quick route. In fact, I think this might even just be a hot route. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, it's certainly one that can work against this coverage. Allen is going to take the snap, and you see right here, Kincaid turns around, he's open, there is a window, and I do also feel like Josh Allen would tend to do a pretty good job at hitting Kincaid, at getting the ball to Kincaid when there was an opportunity there. That's what Allen does, and also watch Kincaid sidestep that Jets player and then, runs over another one and finally gets brought down. Really good stuff there by Kincaid. So again, these are the types of things that he's bringing to the table, like just a consistent wins, and then can do some other stuff. If I made the comparison earlier of like he has a high batting average, but he's also the kind of guy who can maybe stretch out some singles into doubles, right? Might not be hitting home runs left and right, but is still doing little things to help out his team. But then I also got to talk about stuff like this, because I think to answer one of the questions I posed at the beginning of this video, which is, can he, how will he be with, no digs? Can he be a number one option on plays? He's not a wide receiver, so he's not going to be a number one option on every play. But on a key situation, this is not a third down, but if it was a third down or a fourth down, can he be the guy who can win against man coverage? Well, here's an opportunity. This isn't that last play where it was just a great situation pre-snap. This is a solid situation, a route that can work against this coverage, but not like a guaranteed win by any means. You see that when Allen takes the snap, Kincaid, again, using the route running, and I think this is going to be a real key aspect of his career, is, like I said, not giving away what you're doing. Then when he cuts towards the bottom of the screen, he gets open enough, he picks up that first down. That's, Justin Reed, who's a pretty good safety, I would say, but didn't matter on this play because Kincaid was able to win. So can he be a number one option? Well, again, kind of depends on how you view what is a number one option. Well, let's just say how I view him. I view him as a really good receiving tight end and someone who you could make an argument is already a top 10 tight end in the league just because, compiling a list, you find out there aren't as many great tight ends as you might realize. So you could certainly make that argument with Kincaid if you want to. He's a very effective player already, and there's plenty of reason to believe he will continue to get better as his career goes along. Like I said, tight ends typically take a while to develop, so the fact that he's been really good right away is pretty exciting if you are a Bills fan. But at the same time, if you're a Bills fan, you're kind of saying, we really want a Super Bowl. We're kind of running out of time here. Not running out of time. You have still plenty of years of Josh Allen, but it's starting to get to the point where you're like, okay, this has to happen at some point, right? And could it happen this year? I don't think they're going to be as good this year as they've been in previous years, but I still think they're going to be good. And I do think that Kincaid is going to have to make some really big plays. To me, I think Kincaid is going to be an option that you have to pay attention to as a defense. I don't think he can do it alone. They're going to have to get help elsewhere for sure. That's just how I view it. But can he be a significant option that could really help them out? Absolutely. And, if he was on the Chiefs last year, he would have been their second best receiving option behind Kelsey, right? Maybe not. Rashee Rice is pretty good too, but he would have been certainly up there. And so certainly I do think that he is a very valuable piece that's kind of getting overlooked a little bit because people are talking about the Bills' bad receiving room, not paying attention to the fact that a receiving tight end technically isn't a receiver, but it's still filling the same role, still helping out the passing attack. So yeah, long story short, those are my thoughts on Dalton Kincaid and what he's going to bring to the Bills next year and what he brought to them last year. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Dalton Kincaid? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.